Thursday, September 28th. The reason for today. The War of Heaven. Ephesians chapter 2 verse 2. In which you used to live when you followed the ways of this world and of the ruler of the kingdom of the air, the Spirit who is now at work in those who are disobedient. Amen. Right now, a spiritual war, Ephesians chapter 2 verse 2, is taking place on earth. However, people are suffering without knowing the spiritual aspects. You need to know exactly whom you are fighting. When people left God, Satan became their master and all problems came. Afterward, people built large idol shrines, which became their culture. As a result, they were seized by the 6 states of the unbeliever. The ruler of the kingdom of the air, Ephesians chapter 2 verse 2, is the God of this world. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verses 4 to 5, the prince of this world. John chapter 16 verses 1 to 14, and Satan. John chapter 8 verse 44. What must you tell unbelievers? Number 1. Grace. God has given you grace that the world cannot give. He raised you when you were dead in your transgressions and sins. Ephesians chapter 2 verses 1 to 7. In addition, through faith and His grace, Ephesians chapter 2 verses 8 to 10, you've been saved. Moreover, He has given you the status as His child and the authority to fight. Number 2. The field. God sends you as nobody. Although the Bible states that they were scattered, abandoned, and sojourners, but in God's eyes, there were those who were commissioned and hidden and were pilgrims. They were multi-ethnic people, and so are you. It doesn't end with nobody. In fact, it will go to everybody. The reality in the field seems to make it difficult for you, but you mustn't be deceived. You must know that the throne's mystery and the mystery of the spiritual war of heaven exist. Number 3. The background. God has given nothing as your background. He has also given you the amazing mystery of 393 and has instructed you to save everything while going on the 7 grand journeys. After knowing Christ, Paul said that he considered everything as rubbish and pressed on toward the goal to win the prize for which God has called him heavenward. He also said that his citizenship was in heaven and that he had been given the name that brought everything under his control. Philippians chapter 3 verses 8 to 21. In the end, by doing prayer 24, the 5 powers will appear, and you will continue to receive answers from God. As a result, 70 disciples, 70 fields, 70 tribes, and 70 nations will be seen. Confidential prayer. Dear God, in the midst of suffering while being separated from you, thank you for giving your grace, saving me, and granting me the status and authority as your child. Today, as I enjoy the throne's blessing, may I raise 70 disciples and save 70 fields, 70 tribes, and 70 nations. In Jesus Christ's name I pray. Amen.